Hey y'all, I'm Allison Asarch from Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey, I'm Sean Fraser from the Ritzy Kids.
Hunters, this is Johnny from Rail Motor.
Hey, it's Shane from Blind Season.
Hey, it's Rob Stanier, and you can check out my music on all the streaming platforms.
Check out my latest music on all the streaming sites.
Check out my debut album on all streaming platforms.
Check out our new debut album.
Check us out on Spotify and Apple Music. And you're listening to our friends, Braggy and Curly.
And my
Rossie.
favorite bands from Australia.
My two favourite podcasters,
Braggy and Curly.
Braggy and
Rossie.
Curly.
On the
Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast.
And Rossie.
Hey there, everyone. It's Curly here, and welcome to episode 161 of the Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast. We've got a very special show for you tonight. We welcome again on a return visit Matt Ward, the South Australian troubadour. Now, I'm not entirely sure exactly what a troubadour is, but Matt is that. And today we're going to be talking a little bit later on about a new album that is actually being released the day that this episode goes live. So you'll be able to track it down as soon as you've finished listening to this episode. So welcome again, Matt. Good to see you.
Thanks, guys, for having me on. Nice to be here.
Awesome. Now, once again, remiss of me if I didn't introduce the two co-hosts. We got Braggy from Adelaide, who's finally back in Adelaide from his tour around what seemingly was Australia. And then, of course, we got Rossie from Sydney. How are you, boys?
Excellent.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Tony. You're looking very well. I love your T-shirt.
We'll talk a little bit about the stems in just a second. But before we do, and I know we've got two mad keen Norwood supporters sitting there in both Matt and Braggy, and you guys must be getting quietly confident. 2 wins away.
2 wins away, Curly. The Doggies Centrals this week, and it's on Sunday. And if we win that, we're straight in the granny and get a week off. If we lose, I think we play the winner of Sturt and the Tigers Glenelg. Fucking Sturt, I hate them.
And you were saying that you staying away from the majority of games has been Norwood's lucky charm this year.
Yeah, I've been a pretty shit supporter this year. I haven't gone to a lot of games, but I'll definitely be at the granny if we get there. I'm confident.
You're confident, Matt?
Quietly confident. Yeah, they've been pretty red hot all year, and just need Port Adelaide in the AFL to go out in straight sets, and it'll be a good year.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm on the Port train.
Nice.
The Port train out in straight sets, or the Port train go all the way?
Oh, I don't. I'm not Crows or Port. I'm Melbourne, so I don't care if an Adelaide team goes well. I'm okay.
I heard there's talk of an all-Sydney grand final. Now, that'd be disappointing, wouldn't it?
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. Stick it right up.
I reckon that'd be great. Sydney versus GWS. That'd be great grand final.
Yeah, in front of 15,000 at the G. Yeah.
No, they'd still fill it.
All right.
Just for people to come and hate on them.
Yeah. And Rossie, your Roosters took a big hit on the weekend.
Well, look, it's been big all round because not only Victor Radley's got a fractured shoulder collarbone, both our halfback and our hooker both went down with ACLs. And yesterday I had to spend $5,000 for my dog who had an ACL operation as well. So it's like my puppy dog had an ACL rupture as well.
Jesus. Yeah. What position does your dog play?
Well, he's a fullback. We put him on the wing, but he's just not. His hands aren't very good taking the ball. Poor Dallas. He's out. He's in the other room. He's quarter of him is shaved. He's got a cast on. He's stitched up and he's on doped up, and it's awful. It's like when I had my shoulder reconstructed. I feel for him. I'm looking at him, just sitting there, just like, oh, poor thing. Poor puppy. Hate to see a puppy in pain. Hate seeing it. Hate seeing it.
Today it was wear your footy shirt to work day, and it was the last time at this year that I'm going to drag the Dragons shirt out, and we'll finally put out of our misery last weekend. And I just find some of our fans quite incredible because they're sitting there saying, well, if these two teams draw and we beat out and we win, we'll be in the finals. Or even if one of them win, and we win by 80 points against the Raiders, and you're just going, my God, stop touching the straws. We're done. We're done. Put the knife in, pull it out. We're done. So
yeah.
And couple of big things in Curly's mindset. I put out a quick episode last Saturday after going to see the 40th anniversary of the Stems tour. They played here in Brizzy at the Mansfield Tavern with Ups and Downs, the Brisbane band that I just love. And it was such a great night. So if you have been seeing the Stems as they've gone around the country, they have been phenomenal. You would have seen them Saturday night, Rossie.
Yeah, they were stellar. Yeah, although they didn't do Sad Girl on Saturday night in Sydney. We're all a bit disappointed by that. But the Manning Bar in Sydney was absolutely full to the brim. You couldn't move.
Yeah.
I reckon I probably knew about 35% of the room. It was great. They were really, really good. There's just such a positive energy around that band as well because they're such nice fellas.
Yeah. Yeah.
They really are. They're a nice band. The songs are great. They played really well. Ash Naylor, they have alternate guitar players. Ash Naylor played for them this time. Last time I worked with them, they had Davey Lane playing guitar for them as well. But Ash Naylor is just incredible.
He's a great player, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This sounded so good. And they were great. And, everyone loved them. And, it was just a good night. All right. And they had the new Christ open for them. Who were pretty good as well.
How are the new Christs?
They did a wide variety of stuff from their catalogue. Some of the very, very, very early stuff, some of the late stuff. And, they were great. They're a force of nature, that band.
Yeah.
And
speaking about force of nature, the psychotic turnbuckles, your nemesis, Rossie, are up here in Brisbane on the weekend. So
the turnbuckles are taking one last shot at destroying Dull City.
Dull City, Brisbane. I love it.
Prepare to meet thy doom. Yeah.
That's right. I saw an article in one of the Sydney papers today that mentioned the turnbuckles, and it said that they were talking about overseas American memorabilia for rock bands. Somebody's straw sold for a lot of money, and the article actually said, it's a disgrace that in Australia you can buy an American straw for more than you could get a full set of wigs from the psychotic turnbuckles. and I said, what? I said, what wigs? What wigs?
I'm hoping to get along to that, but on Saturday night I'd love to sort of catch up with the turnbuckles. I might have my world championship belt around just to stir them up. I don't know, but it is a punk fest, so that's a little bit of a I won't say a worry, but it might be a bit full on if I take my belt. So, but
you'll be right. You know people.
Well, with a bit of luck, I'll know some people. Hey, Matt, congrats on the album. So as I said, when this episode launches, I think you'll be getting ready for your album launch at the Barossa Owl House in, how do I say it?
Nuriutpa.
Is that it?
There's a T in there, and the T is kind of silent, kind of not. So, Nuriutpa.
Okay, the Barossa Owl House.
House, yeah.
I just wonder, is your muse Shooter going to be appearing?
Not at the live shows, but they're appearing now. Shooter's just there. There he is.
Yeah.
What's your other? What's that one's name?
Scout. This is Scout. Yeah. Scout's my partner's dog, and she's a little bit more. He's obsessed by shadows, so he's just like following everything around, and she's a little bit more cuddly. So.
Okay. So you must be getting pretty excited, Matt,
Yeah,
with the launch on Friday.
yeah, it'll be nice to just start playing live music. It's been about a month now, so I've had a national tour and started out with 8 shows across South Australia, then went New South Wales and Victoria, and yeah, the band was sounding really hot, and yeah, it would be great to start playing live once again, and then heading up to Groundwater in Queensland as well, and then Tasmania for the remainder of the tour. So yeah, can't wait to play this weekend, and it'll be good just to get it out there and stop talking about it and just enjoy it being out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Over to you, Braggy.
Yeah, well, I said before we came on air that I thought it was a sad album, and Matt pulled me up. He said, "You said that last time."
Yeah.
I think sad's the wrong word. I don't know, maybe melancholy.
Circumspect.
Circumspect. I tell you what, this is going to sound, I don't know if you guys are into art much, but you know what it reminds me of? Because of the way Matt sings with the real Australian sort of accent, and the songs are a lot about, the bush and the environment and stuff. If you go to the Adelaide Art Gallery, I don't know if you know, there's an old painter called Frederick McGubbin, and he's one of my favourite paintings is a thing called the Pioneer. It's a triptych, which means 3. And it's just these couple who are like pioneers in the bush. I kind of get that feeling from the album. Is that? Do you understand what I'm saying, Matt?
Yeah, but I mean, the album's
painting.
Yeah, I do know it. I mean, the album's a celebration of home and the journey that takes us there. So I can understand why it could be deemed melancholic, but it's also that celebration of home. And we home is an emotional place of lots of happiness, but sometimes sadness as well. So yeah, it's a celebration of home, and having moved down to Clarendon, south of Adelaide, here into the bush, it draws a lot of those elements together. Certainly no pioneer though. We've got chickens, but I got electricity as well, so that's
yeah.
But as I listen to the tracks I was listening to today, I felt like there's a bit of a paradox. Like you got that real Australian accent, right? But some of the instrumentation is kind of quite country. At times it's modern country, or like leaning towards modern country. But then, the lap steel and the fiddle and all that sort of stuff takes you back to raw trad. And so there's all these paradoxes all the way through it. Like, you can sit there and say country is an American medium, but it is, but it's not, but it is, but it's not. And that's what I found this with is it this, is it that, is it this, is it that? And that's why it's complex in a way, I thought. Like as I was listening to it, I thought it was a complex and sophisticated sound.
Yeah, it's I'd call it a modern Australian country, and so like Americana music, which wasn't full-on traditional country, but it draws in elements of country of the pedal steel and fiddle player. It's an Australian alternative country or modern country album, and I mean the pedal steel and fiddle, they're beautiful instruments, and they also bring in that melancholic, I guess, probably feel about it, and to make sure that it does have that country tinge to it, but certainly not written in a way that it was, to be a paradox or anything. It's more fusing of those country styles with my Australian style as well. So I'd call it modern Australian country or Australian alternative country.
Oh, I guess if I could think of something I'd heard that had elements like there's a record I loved in the 90s by a guy called Shane Howard called The River. Yep. It had bits of that in it, to me, I could feel that, and it's the unique Australianness of it, I think, is what I was seeing,
Yeah, well, I'm glad it's unique. Another journo, ABC journo called David Pryor said it's certainly not a cookie cutter album.
No.
Unique album when there's lots of cookie cutters out there, and I have been my vocal has been compared to Shane Howard's previously as well. And
oh wow,
his background obviously is quite strong in working with remote parts of Australia and Indigenous Australians as well and stuff like that. And I have a bit of that background as well, so I'll definitely take that.
Yeah, Matt. The way as I was going through the songs and I'm looking at some of the notes that Jules provides for us, the way I describe it, it's like there's a lifetime in this album, and the the album's like listening to the songs. It's about love, loss, golden memories, resilience, and your dog Shooter. So,
Shooter stay with me.
all in equal doses, right? So it's a fascinating album. Loved it.
And to be honest, a lot of it was written. So I need to be careful because I do say about Shooter, but a lot of it was also written about my partner Fee. So
Yeah.
but when you make a film clip and she doesn't want to be in it, it's like, okay, well, we can always. It's the song. The songs are about love essentially, and I had her in mind and finding home and finding contentment in that home and that feeling you have. And so, there's lots of pure natural elements in the album about the landscape, and that's really a metaphor for that pureness of love and when you find that home as well.
But love for your pet is very pure as well.
Yes, that's absolutely.
Yeah, there's no. I didn't realise that until Curly sent me that text today that place to stay was about Shooter. I wasn't sure. There's some interesting songs on here if we want to go through them, like Morning Light.
Oh yes.
I don't know if I'll be any good. Are we singing about what I think we're singing about here? That's cool because no one broaches that subject like that.
To let you in on a secret, I wrote that, in a very highly anxious state. Literally, we'll just say someone who was coming to visit, and you knew it was game on, and it hadn't been game on before that. And I was thinking, shit, how do I process my emotions? And I'm sitting on the floor of my beach house, and I grabbed the guitar and I wrote that song. And it's I don't know if I'm going to be any good. This is the right time, but there's only one way that you can find out. So it's a pretty pure song. And having Katie Brianna on that song, who's herself is a very sultry, sexy Australian singer, was a perfect match for that, I reckon.
It's a song that it's a subject that all guys go through at some point. I think they worry about that stuff, but it's good to hear someone put it in.
I love the lyric in that song where you talk about your dogs that sleep by your side, and I'm just thinking, I'm just feeling the anxiety, and I made a little note. You can almost feel the clumsy.
So I guess we're really doing this. My dog sleeps by my side. I guess we'll try to make a go of it. Throw some wood onto the fire. I don't know if I'll be any good. I don't know if the right time's now. I don't know if we even should. But there's only one way that we both find out.
I guess we crossed the line tonight. The fire, it still glows. Things are clear in the morning light, and we can take it slow. I don't know if I'll be any good. I don't know if the right time's now. I don't know if we even should. There's only one way that we both find out.
Very good.
Get out, dogs. Stop watching.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah, very unique song. That's a classic. But last night as well, and I watched the video this afternoon, the Super 8 video of your parents.
Yeah, pretty simple. Yeah,
Perfect companion to the song. Yeah,
awesome. So yeah, that was on the Nord Parade one. So
one of the few songwriters who've had a song title cooked up for them by the CSIRO as well.
Yeah, petrichor. So
that's right.
Yeah, I had to look that up, what that meant. But there's a line. I'm interested. I want to know about it. There's a line in that though, Matt. It's like you're scared of something. I see the truth, not silver linings.
So yeah, the three lines of that chorus is I hear the dawn before it's rising, I smell the rain before it falls, so that's petrichor, and I see truth, not silver linings. And I guess all three, like not exactly the same, but all three phrases meant to talk about when you know, and sort of cutting through the noise around you. Yeah, that's right. And so I hear the dawn before it's rising. That's, I guess, a reference to the fact that I was trained in ornithology, and I know the birds around me and stuff like that. So, you can hear the dawn before it rises, and that petrichor, the smell of rain before it falls. And so, it's a very pure sense, and you know what's going to happen. And I see truth, not silver linings. I think a lot of people can put too much on silver linings rather than just cutting straight to the truth of any sort of matter, I guess. So, it's not a perfect analogy, but it goes in line with the other two as well.
Yeah, I sense like an environmental thing to this album as well, like Shane Howard.
Yeah, nice. And that's my background, and I think that's country music. Good country music, I reckon, does draw those links between your landscape and then matters of the heart and matters of the road and your own travels as well.
So indicative of your journey through life, like the rest of the album, I guess.
Yeah, so I've got lots of those elements in me, and I guess songwriting for me has always been a cathartic process of getting my own emotions and stories and down on paper. And so I guess it comes out. I'm not necessarily going to sing about too much bullshit, I don't think. So it is me, this album, that's for sure.
Right, and who's going to know you better than you?
Yeah, that's right. Well, maybe Madonna. I don't know.
Good.
With the order of the album, Matt, how long did you stew over getting the album order right?
Not too long, but it didn't come to me straight away. It always comes a little bit differently in albums. My first album, I woke up at 3 a.m. and had a bright idea that, if you order the songs in this way, it could come across as a concept album about one guy's journey. And this one, because it's a 8-song album, so it's pretty compartmentalized. I didn't include 3 songs that we recorded on the album, so just because they had a completely different feel to them. And then I started to realize, hang on, the main theme of these songs is about home, is about love, etc., etc. So I ditched a few songs, and then I had equal parts upbeat songs and equal parts quite quiet songs. And so I wanted people that were listening to enjoy the upbeat songs. I want to come home safe to smack them in the face when they started the album, because it's a real rocker. And then dip back, then lift, then dip back and lift. And it ends on a somber song, and I did that deliberately as well, just as a contemplative one at the end. And so a bit of thought went to it, and it's supposed to go up and down a little bit deliberately.
Yeah, so it's funny, Rossie. A lot of guests we talk to are just single, But then just recently, the last few guests say they've been talking about albums, and
it's a bit of that. Like, I was looking at it again today. I was watching some, and it's the different models, and I think it's different audiences and it's different age groups. It's a whole lot of different things, right? But I was watching someone talking about marketing, that you've just got to do single after single after single, and that's what Dua Lipa does, and that's what this person does. I'm not so sure. A body of work, a significant body of work has got to have, it's got to have a place. It has to have a place. You know? Can't just be random thoughts jotted on a piece of paper and tossed out. A bigger body of work is important too, I think, you know.
Well, vinyl sales are still through the roof, so there's got to be. And it's not. I go into a record store in Sydney, and I'm the oldest guy in there, so it's not just old people.
Yeah. And you're seeing some artists and country artists out of America really focusing on the albums recently, like Zach Bryan's, Childs, and even Casey Musgraves and the like. So they're still right behind the albums, and they'll drop whole albums without dropping any singles. I know they're big enough probably to get away with that because they've already got millions of followers. But it's really nice to see that the album is still a thing. And I get told quite often, it's all about the singles and by publicists. But at some point we've got to, I'm in it for the art as well. So,
I guess you need to be sustainable. You got to make some money, and I guess you do that playing live as well. Like, is the band you're playing live with, are they guys who played on the record, or is it different other guys?
No, different. So I went down to Tassie to record the album with Matt Fell, and he generally uses session players. Josh Schubert on drums. He plays on albums with Fanny Lumsden. Pete Cornelius, the blues player from Tasmania, played guitar. Jeff Queen on pedal steel. He's in Austin and actually know him from the time I spent in Austin. And but then my live bands, they've been with me consistently for the last 3, 4, 5 years, and they've joined me on the road as well. And they understand what the music industry is like. That going to a good producer to get that really that product is just part of the releasing music, and then the live show is a different type of thing as well. And I think people who see me live will probably realise I'm pretty rock and roll live, which is fun to see their reaction, because sometimes they think, oh, maybe it's a bit quieter, more gentle, but our live show is pretty rocking.
I know that you're feeling like you're always on your knees in life. Nothing ever seems to speed up time. Take a breath and close your eyes. I'll wake you when we'll make this right. We both know our love is on the line. Let's get away today. Pack the car, I found a place to stay. Just you and I tonight. The gasoline and stars to fuel the fire. I can hear your worried mind. I hear it in the songs you write. The songbirds sing their troubles through the night. Take your pen and take your knife. Take your weapons to the fight. And give me just one song to make me smile. Let's get away today. Pack the car, I found a place to stay. Just you and I tonight. The gasoline and stars to fuel the fire.
Just, I want to go back to Holding On To You, the final song on the album. And, one of the other things that grabs me about the album, I can visualize couples singing it to each other. There's just certain little things in there, the stories of love and whatnot. But that last song, to me, it's a real lovers around a campfire type song, that, I'm still glad I'm holding on to you. And you can just visualize people just like, to me, I think that's the perfect song to end the album. It's just, just pretty cool.
Oh, thanks. And the idea of that song was the album being about home and that journey, and to be contemplative and say, well, we've gone through lots of highs and lows, and here we still are. That's I thought a good way. And it's actually a tribute to my brother-in-law and sister who lost their kid when he was 4 years old, and 80% of couples or even higher break up when they lose a child. So, but they've turned it into a positive and have raised over $1 million for the Women's and Children's Hospital here in Adelaide. So it's a real tribute to them as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I felt the
Yeah,
loss
it's tough.
in that song.
Mm.
And then we got Fight the Flames, which I reckon is about CFS. Well, I don't know.
So I wrote it and recorded it in Tassie, around Matt's property, and surrounded by bush, really thick bush, dense bushland. Sorry, and I was thinking about love and perseverance, and I know he was going through some tough times as well, and so it was just about perseverance essentially, and imagining somebody working on the land whilst also working through their own journey at the same time. So,
and that song's a real builder. It just builds and builds and builds, and then right at the end, you've got the trailing sort of I don't know what you call it, but the guitar just sort of trails and peters out. I loved it.
It's pretty epic, and my guitarist Darren Zaza, my live guitarist, gets beautiful tone because he's got a real thing for vintage gear, and I love playing that live with him as well because the tone he gets is outstanding.
What's he got? But Rossie and I love a nerd guitar talk.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I'm happy to connect you, and I can't keep up with it, but I mean, he got a '56 Fender type of amp. There was a little pop-up shop in Tamworth when we played there in January, and he bought some 1956 amp, and he loves a little Supro. He loves a little Supro as well for traveling, which Led Zeppelin did a lot of their work on as well. So no, he's got a lovely gear.
Yeah. Well, you're only whacking a microphone in front of a speaker. Like, it's not going to make much difference if it's big or small, right?
Yeah, well, that's right. So in the studio sense, absolutely.
Yeah. I played not long ago. I was fiddling with some of those. There's this Fender Chris Stapleton amp. And it's only about this big, and it's like I think I was selling it for like $4,000. But you plug it in, you're just going, what the fuck is this thing? It sounds like a beast, and it's only this tiny little thing, you know.
Yeah, right. And my pedals, I don't know what it is, but you've got the amps now that have all the EQs set up like different EQs that you can set in digital EQs. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. The lap steel on the record is something else. I'm a big fan of pedal steel. I love it. I love slide. I love anything like that, and that just always gets me every time.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, it's great.
All right. And on that note, Braggy, I'm going to hand it over to you for the trivia quiz, which is now being recognized by people out there online.
Right. I think it's called Braggy's highly regarded quiz, a very hard one.
Highly regarded quiz.
David Kirkpatrick was on our latest episode, and he was quite chuffed that he tied with Rossie, and posted about it on his Facebook page, and then others came on and said how tough the quiz was. Well done, Dave.
Well, Curly, I've got a 50-50 chance in this quiz for you.
Thank you.
So,
all right.
My pen just failed.
I test the quiz out on my wife, and she goes, I'm never going to get any of these. This is too hard. So you're only going to get one or two to beat Curly. Okay, ready? I'll start with the who is thing. Who is David Howell Evans?
Can I Google it?
No. But you can just just write don't know. You can have a guess. You all know who he is. You just don't know. You just don't know his real name.
What
Rossie
genre are we focused on tonight again, Braggy? Just
this is all over the shop tonight.
Okay. All right.
I started out like I can't tell you.
Okay.
This is an interesting one. Which Beatles song has the most streams on Spotify? What Beatles song's got the most streams? And it's almost got twice as many as the second most one, which is strange. It's not what you expect. This is one for you, Curly. Who played guitar and sang backing vocals on the song Champagne Supernova by Oasis? Who played guitar and sang backing vocals on that track? Rossie.
I must be about the only person in the world that cares nothing about the Oasis reunion. And you tell
I
me.
don't reckon they get. My money's on that they won't make it.
Yeah, I was saying that to Angus the other day because my Angus is like he loves them, and we were saying like it's a year away. You're pretty brave putting your money down on that. I tell you.
You should see that they reckon it's going to do Wembley 10 dates in a row.
Oh wow!
Which has only ever been done by Taylor Swift.
I heard it. I heard it had like
there's some money in it, isn't it?
400 million British pounds they're getting out of it.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. How about this one? This is a hard one. What do I'm going back to you, Curly and Rossie, and there's a couple of these things. What do the exploding white mice, the screaming believers, the mark of Cain, and no fixed address all have in common?
I've got that. I've got that one.
Have you?
And I know each and every one of them, and I have no idea what they've got in common.
They weren't on The Simpsons.
They were not on The Simpsons. I can guarantee that. Yeah.
Okay. 5 is what singing duo started out as Caesar and Cleo? Now, this question you might think is bizarre, but I've got a picture to back this up afterwards. This one is just who gets the closest. You get a point for the closest on this one, all right? Number 7. Frank Zappa's former drummer, Terry Bozzio.
Yeah.
You know him, Rossie?
I
He embarked on a world tour in 2014, and he had a 115-piece drum kit. I want you to tell me how many pedals there was in the 115-piece drum kit. Closest gets a point. And I've got a picture of the kit to show you guys.
I love the single he did with his missus.
Hey?
He did a single with his missus.
Yeah, they were in a band beforehand. What was that band? Missing Persons. Yeah.
That was great. She was one of the voices on Joe's Garage. She was actually the voice of Joe's mum on Joe's Garage.
Yeah, there you go. He's incredible.
Terry Bozzio, a great drummer. Wow.
And like the kit, it seems excessive, but he actually uses it properly. It's like all tuned, because he's like a Berkeley College guy, isn't he?
He's a super player. But Frank had a lot of those guys.
115, yeah. How do you do that? How do you do that? Are you running?
I'll just show you the picture later.
Okay.
Okay. Who sang She's Got the Jack?
She's got the Jack.
Who sang The Ace of Spades? Who sang The Queen of Hearts? Who sang Poker Face? And who sang Barracuda? That's all one question.
Yeah.
About cards. She's Got the Jack, The Ace of Spades, The Queen of Hearts, Poker Face, and Barracuda.
I might have had one or two of those. 2
more questions. Number 9 is what song by Nick Cave was used by the South Australian Tourism Board for its Barossa Valley campaign?
Ooh. His latest album's not getting really good reviews.
Isn't it?
No, I think the Barman did one today. Didn't he, Rossie?
I had to check the Craig. But he's always really narky about him. It's not surprising. He's narky about everything.
And the last question. This question blew my daughter's mind. The answer to this. She's only 26. So. Who did Lisa Marie Presley marry in 1994?
Oh, yeah.
Who did Lisa Marie Presley marry in 1994?
No idea.
Okay. You ready for the answers?
Yeah.
Number 1, David Howell Evans is The Edge from U2.
Yep.
No wonder he changed his name. Here Comes the Sun.
Yep, I did know that. Angus, I spent time on Spotify. I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, I'm
George
surprised
Harrison.
by that too. Yeah.
I would have thought Eleanor Rigby, something like that. I was a bit surprised, but
I love George.
Here Comes the Sun, twice as many.
As
I
Let
was
It Be
going.
or it is.
I went Hey Jude because even though that's well known, but
Here Comes the Sun.
young people, I blame them.
Yeah.
Okay.
You young whippersnappers.
The Oasis one, it's one of their heroes, Paul Weller from the Jam.
Ah.
Technically, I had Noel Gallagher, so it's close too.
And
I thought you'd know that, Curly.
If I cared enough about Oasis, I probably should have known that, but no.
Those bands, Exploding White Mice, Screaming
All
Believers,
from Adelaide.
they're all formed in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Caesar and Cleo were Sonny and Cher.
Sure. Yep.
I had Captain and Tennille.
It would have been all right. Good guess.
Yeah. Stabbing
Okay. Check this out.
I went 4. That's my guess, but nowhere near it.
It's 22.
No way. That's just silly.
22 pedals.
22. I went 15.
I went 4 because he's got like 2 hi-hats and 2 kick drums. I thought that made sense. He's only got 4.
No, he's got 5 kick drums on this.
Yeah. I'd have just come out of the truck and I'd go, set it up yourself, you idiot.
I tell you what.
All right.
You wouldn't be playing too many venues.
Yeah.
In Adelaide.
Songs.
Okay, all the songs. AC/DC. She got Jack.
Motorhead.
Yeah. Queen of Hearts. Juice Newton.
Juice Newton.
Poker Face, Lady Gaga, and Barracudas by Heart.
Yep.
All right. I got 3 out of 5. All
See the way I did that? Red Right Hand is the Nick Cave song.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but that would have been my guess.
Okay.
But I didn't know it. I went, what's possible song? It's something about red. Okay, that's probably it, but I didn't get it.
And Lisa Marie Presley married Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
In 1994.
Yeah.
Of course.
She did. That was weird, but that happened, wasn't it?
Very weird.
It's like, what's that about?
Both weird individuals.
We're at Graceland. We went to Graceland when we were on a family trip, right? And they told us that she lives there because it's their family. She still lives there, right? And you're not allowed upstairs. It's all downstairs. And they eat at the table and they do all that sort of stuff. And the museum staff come in the morning and reset it before people come in. And they said that she was there the day we were in Graceland.
Wow.
Well, wow.
Upstairs. But like, I thought that was really weird because it's not a big place. We're just holiday tourists, you know.
All right. So, Braggy, I got 2 3/5.
Okay. Well done.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Matt?
I actually got 3 this time, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Ooh, that's good.
My trend is upwards.
Oh.
Wow.
Well done. Well done.
Well, that's
wins again.
No, that's what you get for having nothing to do with your life.
Still undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone will get me soon. It's only a matter of time.
All right. So
Maybe I'll try jazz. Maybe try a full jazz quiz next.
Yeah, no.
That might get him.
That'll get me and Rossie, but yeah. Matt, you mentioned Groundwater Country Music Festival. You're playing up on the Gold Coast, October 18 to 20. It's got a decade under its belt, and they've released some more artists that are playing there. This event just grows and grows. Like I'm looking at the press release, and Ella Hooper, who was Killing Heidi, correct me if I'm wrong, is playing there performing the Linda Ronstadt show. Yeah. So Ella Hooper, who was, Braggy, and Rossie, if you remember Josie, she did her degree in music songwriting or something. Ella Hooper was one of her instructors.
That's right.
During that course, and now Ella Hooper's coming into the country as well, so performing the Linda Ronstadt show.
Were they from Violet Town?
I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you. Wasn't
Dunno.
it Killing Heidi or?
Yeah.
They're from Brisbane.
brother.
Yeah. So Matt, tell me about groundwater. It just seems to be getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's the second time I've played it. I played it in 2021, which I was fortunate enough to. And it's a great festival. It's right on the beach in the Gold Coast, and they look after the artists really nicely. So they put you up in a hotel overlooking the beach, which I'm pretty happy about. And it's a free event. So it's put on by the Gold Coast Council, which I think Gold Coast Council is probably the fastest growing one of the fastest growing councils in Australia. And so Mark Duckworth, the organiser, he's a lovely fellow. He loves different types of music. They also have the Broadbeach Blues Festival up there as well. So, they do an awesome job. And I think, what's his name? Henry Wagons is doing a Johnny Cash show up there as well. So they've got a couple of tribute shows because they know that country fans love their tribute shows. So I'll be taking up a six-piece band from here from Adelaide, and the same band I'll be playing with this Sunday. And I've got 2 big stage shows, and I've got 1 solo show as well. So it should be a fantastic weekend.
That's massive. That's massive. It really is. When you first said you were playing from the 18th to the 20th, I thought, what is this, the Grateful Dead?
But it's so many more little country music festivals and big ones. It's so good.
Yeah, it is good. They, I think, off the back of COVID, there was lots of regional councils who were like, "Hey, what should we do to try and attract people to the town? Let's have a country music festival."
Yeah,
which is good. I think also they have to watch themselves because I think a lot got cancelled as well over the last sort of 18 months because of the state of live music. So you have to start small and you have to build up. And that's the best way to go about some of these things. Otherwise, they fall on their butt a little bit.
Yeah. Well, like it's tenuous. Like Blues Fest is finishing this year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
and like international touring, and with the Australian dollar being around 60 or 70 cents, trying to bring in overseas acts is just killing them, right? They can't make money because they sign the contracts in American dollars, and any fluctuation can kill a promoter, right?
Yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard business.
And I think touring and playing live is going back to that conversation about streaming, and social media, it's bullshit. I think the best way to connect with audiences and get them to actually buy your album and connect with you and have long-term fans is by playing live. And it's bloody expensive.
100%.
Bloody expensive to play live. And if there's one thing we could all do, or the Australian government could do, would be invest in live music scenes but touring circuits and making touring circuits really accessible for people so that the booking, the getting there, everything, that ecosystem becoming more of a positive cycle, and that would be the best thing that we could do, I reckon.
Well, having micro tours where you don't have to drive 12 hours between shows would help. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
You drive 3 hours, or like in America, you could tour for 6 months doing 3-hour drives.
Yeah,
here, and it's part of the problem. Right? We're all sort of living around the rim. Up north, and the sort of stuff you're doing, people are very much, they're wanting it. There's a thirst, a hunger for it, from what I can see. For that style of event. And people, like, I go to shows and I see kids thrashing around and doing hardcore dancing. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to see it. I'm sick to death of it, right? So you really do. And you've got this it's true. I've got to be reading about that. But like people, a civilized environment. Like there's a young. We're interviewing that person, and they're doing community halls. They're doing schools of arts in the School of Arts buildings in small towns and stuff. If we can solidify that and make that work, I think that's great because people do like live music. And there is no experience like it. You're right.
Yeah. It was a very polite audience on Friday night, Rossie. Can I tell you? There was no mosh pit. There was people standing there being quite tolerant and polite with each other, not getting in anybody's faces. I was right at the back near the desk, the sound desk, and made the best time. It
was the same in Sydney. It was pleasant. Like you don't have to be. There's certain elements of certain shows you go to where people are just aggressive. We don't need that. I don't
Yeah.
need that. I'm too old. Too old, too
100.
tired.
Too old. Yeah, 9
I
o'clock.
go to Womadelaide, and it's big crowds there, but it's all really nice. Never had a problem there. Respectful, and that still seems to be going well. Womadelaide, it seems to be. I know there aren't as bigger acts, I guess, but as well known acts, but they'll still come from all overseas, and it's always well attended.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just not enough guitar solos for my liking.
Yeah.
Good on you. Yeah, I like that too.
A lot of Kyoto solos and shamisen and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the Sydney Fringe kicks off. The Sydney Fringe has just kicked off, and that's pretty interesting. There's a whole lot of those sort of events in Sydney than there would be.
Yeah.
You're getting more sort of cross-cultural experiences rather than just straight meat and potatoes entertainment, which is good to be said. But not enough guitar solos. I agree, Matt.
So Matt, one final question, I guess, and now that you've got the album out, what is your sentimental favorite song on the album and why?
Good question.
That is a good question. As far as a sentimental favorite, I think Petrichor actually. So it's a bit of a dark horse, and you sometimes find this out through playing live, and we love playing it live. And Come Home Safe, I just love because it's a fast energy barn burner. But Petrichor just feels like it is a solid, well-rounded, well-written, I think, song that is emotive, but it's also got a strong drive behind it as well.
Yeah, I like that song too.
I really like that song. I really stuck. It was the last song when I came home from work tonight. It's the last song I heard, and I'm just like, it just stuck with me,
I gave it 4 stars.
No, Matt, I'll go
4 stars. 4 stars from Braggy.
4.5 from me.
4 out of 4. I like it.
Would you give it, Curly?
Yeah, I liked it. I'd probably go 4.5. My fate. I think the album's a cracker. There's but the one that's really resonated with me, especially with the video, is the last night. So, and I'll make sure I've got the link to the video in the show notes because the video just matches the song perfectly.
Yeah. Awesome. The whole album's got that bush feel. You can hear the birds.
It's a lifetime in an album. It's a lifetime in an album.
The Australianness. The Australianness is the bit that's got the charm, I reckon.
Yeah.
But I love that you've done ornithology. That's fantastic.
All right, Matt, congratulations on the album. I wish you every success at the launches. And hopefully Braggy might pop down.
Yeah, I'll check. Yeah, I'll come down to check out the. I'll let you know. I'll let people know.
Yeah,
I find it hard to imagine Braggy would want to go to a winery.
Yeah. So where are you playing?
Not a winery. I'm going to go to the Shotgun Willies.
Yeah.
Check that place out, guys. Google that.
Shotgun Willies.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great in Adelaide. Yeah, it's awesome.
So you've got
because tickets are selling fast for that one. So let me know.
All right, I will.
Awesome. Yes. Where else are you playing? So you've got 3 album launches happening this weekend, and then what's on the horizon for you, Matt?
So those 3, then Groundwater, and then heading down to Tassie in November and doing a 3-day tour with Tasmanian. Well, the guy that played guitar on my album actually, but he's a fantastic guitarist, singer-songwriter in his own right. I think a bit more blues-based. Pete Cornelius. So doing a Tasmanian tour with Pete Cornelius, and then a regular Christmas show at the Exeter Hotel in Adelaide that we do every Friday before Christmas, and that's always just a absolute hoot because everyone's in town. It's the front bar of the Exeter. It's really loud, but it's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, excellent. Wishing you every success. We'll make sure your links are in the show notes so that people can go check you out. And awesome. If you're listening to this Friday, the 6th of September, and you're not doing anything, and you're in Adelaide, there's a couple of shows that you can get out to. So we'll make sure we've got a link to that as well. So for everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe, leave a review. We're actually back on the charts, boys. We're actually back in the top 200 Australian music interview podcasts. So somewhere along the line, people have started tuning in again.
Hey,
so thank you.
That's the bloody quiz, mate. That's what it is.
It's the quiz. We're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We've got a website, Unfiltered, Undiscovered. We'll put Matt's music into our Spotify playlist for the Unfiltered, Undiscovered playlist. Just go to Spotify and do a search, Unfiltered, Undiscovered. Every episode, we have a little bit of a green room Easter egg at the end. So if you're listening all the way through to here, stay tuned to the end. There might be a little snippet of gold. And it's usually from Rossie. So just to give you the heads up. Final words, how good were the Sunny Boys? We'll see you next time because music matters, doesn't it, Braggy? Music matters.
Go Leggies.
Thanks, right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Thanks, Matt.
Catch ya. Bye.
Tonight is the last night. I'll take the long way back home. There's no escaping, we don't know the end to this road. Streets that are winding, roads that are rough, freeways I'm fighting, highways above. I'll take you home every night on a road that is new. It could be the last night I drive home with you. Tonight is the last night. Let's take a look at the moon. There's no escaping the light as it shines in my room. Stars that are shining, stars turn to dust, thunder and lightning, cool change for love. I'll hold you tight as the dawn slowly comes into view. It could be the last night that I sleep with you. Time after time, there's no escaping, I can't get you off of my mind. Dreams that we're floating, dreams that we're crushed, dreams where we're hoping, dreams that you blushed. I close my eyes every night, hoping our love is true. It could be the last night that I dream of you. I close my eyes every night, hoping our love is true. It could be the last night that I dream of you. It could be the last night that I dream of you.
We did it.
Mm.
And now you're all blurry.
And now you
Am I?
drop down to 1 again.
Really?
Yeah, you're down to 1 and you're blurry.
You
Must be
blurred
the
out.
data leak.
Yeah.
Blurred
I
out
blame- I blame Optus.
like you're in a porn film. You blurred out.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't
All right.
know.
Now, Matt, is that Shooter?
This is Shooter here. Yeah.
Ah.
Just give me a sec.
Okay.
I'll just jump out and come back in. I'm going to do something.
All right, mate. No worries. You take your time.
Matt, we're 2 games away from another flag, mate.
That's right. Just going to get through Sunday, and my album launch is at the same time the Nords playing Centrals. So.
Yeah. I'm not going to that. I'm saving and putting my faith in the granny that we're going to get there.
Yeah, nice.
We should flog Central.
We should, but they've got a bit of momentum.
Yeah, I've never been to Shotgun Willie's. It looks like a freaking fun place.
It's a very fun place. It's a great bar.
Yeah, it's cool. Still.
So what's the reason behind Norwood being so good this year, boys? When did they win the flag? 2 years ago?
2022.
Yeah.
Okay, missed it last year.
Yeah. We were shit last year.
We were terrible last year, but that's because I think Panos didn't start playing until midway through the season.
Yeah. Curly, people are in and out of, people getting signed to the AFL. And I think the VFL would be the same. It'd be up and down a bit. You lose players come back. But I haven't been to a lot of games this year. It's good.
That might be it.
Maybe that's it. I can watch it I figured I can watch it on the AFL.
Oh,
yeah. It's on like KO, but if you click on the AFL app and then you can go to SANFL or Waffle or any of the things, and then you can click on the game and you can watch it, which is
okay,
which is cool. Yeah. So I've been a bit of a fair weather supporter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't got to a game this year. I've got to one, but because I've moved to Clarendon. Yeah, it's harder for me to get to him. Yeah, it's not down the road from Kensington anymore.
It's a sad album. Would you say?
That's what you said about my last song, I reckon.
No, I didn't because I went back through the notes from when you were on last because I didn't want to repeat myself. Because the last time we talked about "Come Home Safe."
Yeah.
I reckon you were
it's
saying
not
about
sad. Maybe it's sentimental.
It's sentimental. It's definitely sentimental. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of things you might like, Braggy, when we get to them. So see how we go.
Yeah. What are you gonna tell me what petrichor means?
No, that's the CSIRO thing of rain, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Smell of rain.
The smell of rain.
Yeah. Did you know what it meant, Braggy?
No, I had to look it up. But I love it.
Yeah.
I like that song. I've given that one 4 stars.
Okay. So, and some of your lyrics are awesome, just quietly.
Yeah. I don't want. Yeah.
All right, Rossie, what's happening?
It's Rossie.
We might be a team of 2 tonight.
Yeah. Oh, let's see how we go.
Okay.
All right, let's see how we go.
Any better?
Yep.
Yeah, you got 4 bars.
4.
And
Data
sounds
link
good.
bad. Data link bad. So I just rebooted. I had to reboot the modem.
All right. Once Rossie's on, we'll get started. What do you reckon, Braggy?
Yeah, mate.
Hey, look, Braggy.
I've got a quiz.
Oh, good.
I'm just getting a piece of paper for the quiz. That's all I'm doing now.
Yeah, actually, I bet. Have you got one, Matt?
I'll get one, but I remember last time I failed miserably, so I'm not sure.
Well, David Kirkpatrick tied last week.
He did very well.
And Braggy's quiz got noted as very difficult.
Yeah, well, this week it's difficult too.
And I've heard that Braggy's difficult as well.
And it's easy. I'm not difficult.
It's a cheap shot.
I'm
I'm always
very-
up for a cheap. I'm always up for a cheap shot.
Getting
Well,
public
That's the
acknowledgement
inflictor
about
coming
how
out.
good the
It's the
quiz is.
inflictor
bro.
coming out in you. Yeah, I know, mate.
Yeah.
Good questions. Great question, Braggy.
Yeah.
Good quiz.
Oh.
Need to double my pay, Curly.
Yeah,
I don't
double
think
all
that's
our
in the
pay.
budget. It's not in the
Yeah.
budget.
Okay.